So welcome back to the channel. So this video we're going to look at suspension, specifically rear suspension on kids bikes.
Dirty Forks!
This is a super cycle, and the one that you see on this video of my son riding is a Nakamura. So super cycle is sold at Canadian Tire and Walmart, those places. Nakamuras are sold at Sport Chek, namely big box stores and kids bikes just in general in these stores. We're seeing a lot of these coiled spring shocks here, and I gotta tell you that it's not necessary. I just want to make this video because I see so many kids bikes, and now that we've had the experience of actually using these personally, they don't work. They just don't. Front suspension, yes, okay, I get it, but honestly, the whole thing of this is marketing. It's a marketing ploy to maybe get you to spend extra money that you wouldn't have otherwise spent if you didn't see this fancy contraption on the bike. So I know that like 3 chain rings up front, like this says 18 speed on here, like it's a great thing. But when you're young and so you have small hands and you have small legs and little feet, this is a 24-inch bike, so maybe I'm probably talking more like 18 to 20-inch bikes. You don't have too much use for gears, and again, that's where the twist grip shifters come in that are cheap, cheaply made, that they throw on these bikes as well, and they seize and don't last very long either. So if you're looking at kids bikes, save yourself some money. Don't even look at full suspension kids bikes unless, of course, they're like the Norco Fluid kids 24-inch wheel bike is a proper full suspension kids mountain bike. Those are excluded from this video because those are actually built to work. Those bikes though are like, anywhere from $2,000 to $3,000 for a kid's bike. So realistically speaking, not many people are going to spend that much on their kids' bikes, unless you live in BC somewhere. So I would say stay away from the rear suspension on kids' bikes. Absolutely useless. You see it on the video of my son riding, and that is literally on these shocks. You can dial it all the way out for a softer or cushier ride, so to speak, but it doesn't work. So this shock, these shocks do have a setting, so the tighter you make this, compresses the shock more, which will give you less suspension travel, and then the looser that you make these, you can't make them too loose because then it'll rattle, but if you just make it the loosest it can possibly go, it still rattles, right? So then you back it in a bit and there's no more rattle, but the shock still doesn't move well. It doesn't move the way that it's supposed to. The whole back triangle here is kind of shoddy looking, and it runs very odd. So I would say if you're looking at kids bikes, don't look at bikes that have this rear suspension shock. Look at bikes that have this, the front suspension, or no suspension at all. Rigid bikes for kids are great for them to learn on. They don't need all this stuff. The more stuff you put on the bike, the heavier it is. This bike weighs almost 38 pounds as it sits in this stand right here. And for a kid's bike, that's insane. And this bike is actually has a steel frame, which is good. It's okay. But yeah, I just thought I'd make this quick video just because the rear suspension on kids' bikes are useless. Might look good, might look cool, all that stuff, but it's useless. Thanks for tuning in.